everybody, it's Crystal. I decided to just bring you in on something that I was just in the middle, I just had started doing for myself, okay? I was getting ready to just run a tarot um, reading for myself and decided that I would like to check with my Scrabble tiles and ask Gaiam I what they might um, guide me towards running a reading about, okay? And so, as you know, as some of you know, I with my telepathy, I have a bag of Scrabble tiles, and then Gaiam will just guide me to pull out the right tiles, and it spells a message for me. And today, what I just got was put Maya away. This and it has this dimension, okay? And so that I thought that that was really, really provoking. Maya, if you don't know, is a belief that this whole world we're living in is an illusion. Okay, it's from an ancient Eastern tradition, and a lot of what you can hear in terms of the way Western folks talk about it, they talk about it as the Matrix. Okay, this idea of a false matrix. Okay, there's a true matrix. There's a divine plan. Okay, that's something I think is like super important to share with you. Okay, when it comes to negativity and the kinds of things that happen because of like entities, negative beings, the drama between good and evil, that sort of thing. There is always good as truth, okay? And then what is evil is stolen. There'll be a grain of that truth, and then what happens is it gets tampered with and toyed with and manipulated with, and then people end up following that, not realizing they're not living truth. Okay, and that's where corruption begins. Okay, it's been going on for quite a while, uh, uh, and that's why we're at a place where we are right now on this planet, rising to fourth density, where we're moving from service to self to service to others. Okay, so I wanted to share that with you, just a little something for you to think about. I'm gonna just see what else we have here, and I might just pull up a couple of cards. Hang image. Hang game. Okay. So this idea that there's a battle between good and evil, that there's a game to be won or lost, right? Okay, and you're seeing a whole lot of that going on. I was doing political tarot readings for a little while there just to kind of bring in the viewpoint of the divine on sort of what's going on and how people could kind of take comfort. And there were a couple things that really pulled out consistently. One was we need to understand what the truth is. We need to be mindful of the kind of information that we are interacting with, um, and getting onto these sites that have a bunch of gossip and all this other stuff going on that just drags you into this paranoid rabbit hole about how horrible everything is. It's not really doing you any favors, and here's why. This is about the collective consciousness. It's rising to fourth density, and what is happening then is all the fear and the lies and all of these other things that have been hanging around in the collective consciousness, they're dying off right now. A lot of the healing work, most of the healing work I'm doing is focused directly on that, healing the subconscious mind and clearing out the collective consciousness so that it's a higher frequency. Okay, so that low frequency stuff, you think you're getting on top of stuff because you want to stay informed. And I'm not here to say whether or not you personally should do it. What I would say is, as a healer, if you feel good, if you're not watching TV and then feeling sick to your stomach all the time and not being able to digest your food, can't sleep, like do your own self-reflection on the practices that you're engaged in. I always say, like, if you want to know what the truth, what the tree is, look at the fruit. Okay, so whatever fruit you're bearing right now in your life is based on how you're living it, and so you're going to know for yourself whether or not you're forcing yourself to watch this stuff because you think it's going to help you do something, or whether or not sitting and meditating and releasing that negativity wouldn't be a better way. I know it seems weird, but truly, every day I get involved in a healing, I know that's made a huge difference. And I was an advocate, okay? So I know that I'm making a huge difference in other ways that are more life giving to me, okay? So I think I was definitely seeing that. I'm going to ask for just a little bit more here because this was this is interesting. I'm change. I'm hanging, pausing, a healthy pause. I'm going to see a little bit more if I can get just a little bit more there. It's about stepping into your power, right? We're not powerful as martyrs. Red hue. Okay, if everybody can just take a deep breath with me. I want you to practice meditating, okay? And really rebalancing your bodies. What I got here is just like wanting to remove toxicity. Wanting to remove toxicity. Now I'm going to see, like when we meditate, you're rebalancing your energy into a place of well being. Says you are able to access the best version of who you are. And you become more and more comfortable with who that is and less comfortable hanging around in drama. Okay. So I think that that's really, I'm going to see if I have any cards fly out, any additional guidance that we might have that Gaiam has for you. That's an interesting sensation. Anything else you would like to say? Divine judgment. Okay. Uh, we need to really remember. Now, I have no doubt in my mind whatsoever, um, just because of my experience with the divine. Okay, that they can do anything, absolutely anything. I've had every possible healing or anything you could ever imagine from divine beings that have been my soul guides, and I know what they're capable of doing. And you need to understand they got this. Okay, we have free will, uh, and the collective consciousness made the decision to ascend. Okay, and so we're just things are kind of getting cleared out right now. There's some negative stuff going on. It's not intended to to last. We've never decided to ascend before, you all. This is different. Okay, so I want you to really think about taking care of yourself and asking how you can be truly effective. What gifts do you have that you might want to step into? Okay, because I could just as easily go out and protest and get angry and get political about this if I decided to, and I'd be fully within my right to do so. I just personally, that's not my wheelhouse anymore. Okay, not anger really never was. There's a place for anger, but the divine has this. We've got to just pull ourselves out of the drama story going on right now in our press and in all this other crap that's going on, you guys, um, and just see how we can step back into our own creative process. All right. I hope you have a beautiful day, and thanks so much. Get in touch with me if you'd like to. It's on my channel, and I'd love to visit with you. Okay, take care.